lovelies. Happy Soulful Saturday. Who is in the house? Let's see what we've got. Let's see if today I can see comments. Yesterday it was kind of sad. I could not see a thing. And now I see people coming in, and there's a comment. Hello, Sarah. Good. That makes me feel better. I always like it when I know that, I had just absolutely nothing yesterday. Hello, Denise. Good to see you. And Pamela, happy Saturday to you. Caitlin, I haven't seen you in 100 years. Hello. Teresa, Tammy. Hello, Tammy. And Liz, good to see you. Martha. Hello, another Denise. We've got the Denises in the house. Hello, Rebecca and Eileen. Joanne. Joanne never misses a beat, you guys. She's always here. Good to see you, Joanne. And there's Shara. Hi there. And Joyce. And Carla from Louisville, Kentucky. Hello, Martha. And Denise, I think this is the same Denise. Okay, so we have a couple of Denises I know. Just great to see everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to show up today. I had to have a little prayer before I came on today because I was just feeling really emotional. This whole thing with George Floyd has just really, really gotten under my skin. It's my mother's heart is breaking, I've never had to have a conversation with my son when he goes out of the house to be careful. I've never had to be in that place. And, I'm not trying to sound like how does one even deal with all of this, How do you deal with this? How do we as a nation come together? We haven't done a very good job of it, have we? I remember the civil rights movement in the 1960s, barely. I was a very young child, but I remember all of that, and I never could understand why that was even happening. That was my innocence, I guess. And here we are with watching everything that's going down, and of course, I will never, ever, ever, ever condone violence in any way. But, Martin Luther King Jr. even said that riot is the language of not being heard. And I'm not condoning that at all. You know that. You know me better than that, right? You do. But my empathetic mother's heart is broken. You've seen it on TV, this violent video over and over and over again. And I just keep thinking about being in that family and seeing over and over again their son's execution on TV in the name of journalism. And I promise you that's my heartbreak. That's my heartbreak right there. And the violence is awful. And all of the things are awful. And then we've got the virus on top of that. And I just say, where's the humanity? Where is the love for each other? Isn't this what we are told to do? And so when I came on today, and I don't want to cry, but I just cannot help myself. And I've had some conversations with women, Black women, who said, yeah, let's have this video on there. You don't know. And I don't. And so I prayed from Psalm 51, 10 through 12. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. Do not cast me away from your presence, and do not take your Holy Spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your salvation, and uphold me with your generous spirit. That's all I can do. And I don't like this helpless feeling. That's it. I don't like feeling this helpless. I feel like I should be doing something. I don't know what it is. I am completely You know, I don't understand all of this. I don't understand at the base level all of this. And I'm going to leave it there and just say to you that I think as a nation we need to be on our knees. We haven't learned. When are we going to learn? You know, I was talking to Mark earlier this morning, and I was just saying to him, you know, we talk about people in the Middle East and these tribes, and they're, you know, we're trying to show them a better way with democracy. Are we really a model for that? Look at us. We can't even get our acts together here. We have this oppression and this horrible thing, and you know, someday I will tell you the story of when the churches were burning in Charlotte back in the 90s, and it's an amazing story, and I want to tell that. I've told it before. I want to tell that, but right now I can't. I would lose it. This is beyond. That's all. It's beyond. And we need to be praying. Okay, guys. Sorry. So today we're going to be talking about our commitment, you know. And I think this is, you know, this is something that's really hit me hard about being committed to what it is that we want in our lives. And I do believe that this is a soul issue, because I think sometimes what we're saying that's coming out of our mouths is different than what's being reproduced in our lives. Have you noticed that? Our incongruity. And I think that's part of our frustration, and it's part of our pain and struggle and things and reasons why we're not getting things done. So, and I've got a great quote for you, a new quote, because you know Saturdays are Soulful Saturdays, and this is the day that we change the quote, and this one is going to blow you away. If an egg is broken from an outside force, life ends. If an egg is broken from an inside force, life begins. Great things always start from the inside. Great things always start from the inside. You know, it's an inside job, you guys. Think about that. When new life is happening, you don't go and help that egg. You allow that egg to break itself open. And it's a struggle, isn't it? You've seen it. And those poor little chickens, if you've ever watched a chicken hatch, they're just spent. You know, they've got their little wings out and they're just, you know, drying off and fluffing up. And if we don't allow that process, if we open up the egg and let that little chicken out, it's not going to live, which is really an interesting thing, isn't it? This is how it is for us. And as much as we wish we could do this and get what we want right then and there, without the struggle, without the journey, without the being just spent laying on the ground and letting our feathers fluff up, we'll never learn how to fly. We'll never learn how to get and hold and value all of these things. It is an amazing thing. Jim Quick is the one who had that quote. Jim Quick is, he's a friend, and he's a brilliant man. He's got a new book. Oh, I've got it somewhere. Shoot, I don't know, probably downstairs. He's got a new book. It's all about learning. It's about your brain. That's what Jim's about. He's one of the ones who lit me up about how much your brain is really in charge. Your brain's in charge of your life. And if you can't get the results that you want in your life, it's because you're not thinking correctly. That's part of it. And the daily struggle, Rebecca, the daily struggle, she's saying controlling food is a struggle. Daily struggle, yes. But it's also because we haven't trained our brain. And Jim Quick is the one who taught me this. And if you've ever seen him speak, you can watch him. That's his real name too, by the way, Kwik. You can watch his YouTube channel. You can check out his website. He's a brilliant man. He's wonderful, hilariously funny, and just sharp as a tack. And he shows you the difference between training your mind and not just allowing things to happen. Huge. And that's one of the reasons I want to talk about the stuff that I'm talking about today. And I saw this article by Benjamin Hardy yesterday or the day before, I can't remember. And I read it and I was like, holy cow, it was just exactly things that I had written in my journal. You know, that's the way things happen. So I'm going to share all that with you because I think if you've struggled, if you've had problems with the results that you're getting in your life and all of this is, I guarantee you, this is going to hit you between the eyes. It did me. And it brought a lot of things up in my heart and in my life. And I thought, you know what? I've got some incongruities here. That needs to get fixed. Am I right? You ever notice that? You got incongruities in your life? You know? It's like saying, yeah, I love all those green vegetables. I eat them all the time. They're great. And then they're just sliming in your refrigerator. No, that's not going to do it for you, is it? All right. So, Sprint is starting in a week, you guys. I'm just going to say, let's get on top of it right now today. Do you have what you need? Do you have your Sprint stuff? Go to savingdinner.com and pick it up. It's there. You've got recipes there. You've got everything that you need. Everything. It's like 18 pages plus all the recipes plus all the everything. And guess what? It's free. So grab it. Go to savingdinner.com. You'll see it as soon as you get there. And if you grab that, go ahead and get it. Now, some people have had issues in the past for whatever reason. They put in their email list, their email address to go get it and haven't been able to get it. If you have a problem, send it to support@savingdinner.com and just say, hey, help me out, and we'll fix it. We don't know. We're trying to figure it out right now, what the heck is going on. Most people don't have that problem, but occasionally something happens up. And I wonder if it's something like a virus, protection on your part or whatever, but allow us to help you. I promise you, that's what we're trying to do here. Our ships free thing, this is the last day for Digestzymes. Last day for Digestzymes. Put Digestzymes in the cart and put ships free in the promo window when you're checking out. You get everything in your cart for free. And if you're smart, you spend $200, you'll get a little mindful mug from me. I will send you a mindful mug, and I will send you this cute little card that says, I think you're wonderful. And thanking you, of course, because I do appreciate your support. You know, we're a small business, small woman-owned business. Yeah, I'm going to play that. I'll play that card all day long. I will, because I am. So anyway, Digestzymes, life changer. We'll fix it. Anita, you tried 4 times last night and nothing happened? Please send an email into support@savingdinner.com and we'll take care of it. We have our Wise Women supplements. They're going fast, not a whole lot left. All 4 of them, check them out. Go to savingdinner.com/wise. They're there to support you, to help you, and to make sure that you're not living in a place of deficiency. Most of us are. Read the information that I have there. I've connected it to all the studies, and there's a lot there. This took a long time to get formulated. You know, I did it with a formulator. I did it according to the researchers. These are my formulations, you guys. I'm proud of them. Grab it. savingdinner.com/wise. You'd be wise to look at that. Am I right? And don't forget, we have free stuff all the time, all over our savingdinner.com website. Plus, you can get our emails if you want. Just sign up for them. It's right there. As soon as you get there, you get one of those annoying pop-ups. But I'm going to tell you what. You know what those annoying pop-ups do? They get you hooked up. And we send you free stuff all the time. Recipes, everything. Yes, your husband can use our CoQ10. It's for everybody. It's specifically, the reason that these are all done for women is because this is where we have deficiencies. But actually, everybody, especially over the age of 35, has a CoQ10 deficiency, usually. It's good stuff. It supports their health. It supports their hearts, you know? We want to support the heart. The only reason that you're not going to use it is because you have a blood thinner situation. Then you got to talk to your doctor. Get our free stuff. Free? Who doesn't like free? I like free. That's why we do this every week, because we want to give you an opportunity for free stuff. You know? That's what we're about. I want a deal. Don't you want a deal? Some deals. You want to get into today's subject? You guys, I'm telling you, don't be a buttercup. Don't be a baby on me. Put your seatbelts on. It's going to get heavy in here. And the only reason I'm saying that is just because I have been so thoroughly convicted about this myself. If I feel like this, I know you are too. If you're taking notes, please, this is noteworthy. One of the Bible verses that I love too is you have not because you ask not. So one of the things I think that we need to do is we need to connect mind, body, and soul, spiritually connect, and ask for what it is that we want. You know, don't you want this? Do you want the results that you're telling me that you want? Do you want results in your life? Then ask for them. Ask for God's help. One of the things that I think we are in love with too much is the sound of our voice complaining. Right? We have all the reasons in the world. We have all the reasons in the world. And one of the things that I believe that we do a lot is we just say, you know what? This is how I am. Oh, this is just how I am. You know what that is? That's a stop sign. You know, that's a roadblock. This is how I am. Therefore, I'm done. Oh, this is how it is in my family. Therefore, I'm done. I can't commit to that because this is how I am. I can't we talked about the cream in the coffee. Remember that? Oh, I can't do that. How do you drink? I can't drink coffee like that. Because you're not committed is why. You're not committed to the process. You're not committed to the result. You're not committed to getting what you want. You're not committed to 7 days of just doing one thing. You're not committed. You know, it's sort of like saying to your husband, I'm in it like 95% of it, you know, 95% commitment. You good with that? The other 5%, I'm going to be flirting online. I'm going to be doing all of this. And maybe I'm going to get a little side, you know, candy, a little arm candy on the side, but just for 5% of my time. You cool with that? If you're committed, you're 100%. If you have vows, you're 100%. You're into it. You're not going to cheat. You're not going to do all of that. Now, I'm not saying right now, as far as, you know, what we're talking about, that, you know, if you mess up or anything, that it's just like, you know, divorce time or anything. I'm not. But what I'm trying to do is get into your head about what commitment really and truly is about and how much we are just basically pulling our own chains. You know, we blame it on everything else and everyone else and this being just the way we are. We blame and shift everything over onto someone else and some other circumstance without really truly getting into the weeds about what commitment is. And that's what I want to talk about today, because commitment is 100% ownership, not 98%, not 94%, not even, you know, the 80-20 rule. No, it's 100%. It's 100% when you decide you're all in, when you decide you're going to go all the way, when you decide that this is something that you want in your life, then you take ownership. You take ownership, and ownership is a commitment. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever purchased something like a car and you're saying, yeah, I'm 100% into it. I'm 100% owning it. I've got the pink slip, but then you didn't take care of it. What kind of ownership is it? It's slapdash ownership. You know, you got to change the oil on the car. You got to change the brake pads or whatever. You got to do things to make that ownership 100%. Otherwise, you're just, you know, you've just exchanged a little money for buying something that you're not taking care of. And if you're not taking care of it, you're not giving it full respect of the ownership value that you should be. Because this is something, you know, when we don't respect things like this, we don't get something better. And if we're, you know, one of the things that we do a lot of, excuse me, is that we don't respect what we already have. And do you think that we're going to get anything better if we don't respect what we already have? It doesn't work that way. Not at all. Because commitment is ownership. And ownership is 100% all in. Playing full out, owning it, and having it be yours. 100%. No hesitation. You're in. Even during the hard times, you're in. even during the times where it's just completely difficult and it's hard and you want something else instead of what you have in your hand, whatever it is. Circumstances, food, relationships, work, whatever it is, you're in. But what you own right now on this level shows and demonstrates the level of your commitment. And I'm going to tell you what, this struck me right here between the eyes, because I was thinking about all of the stuff. You know, I was thinking about pandemics. I was thinking about all the horrible stuff that we've been watching on with the rioting and with this poor man being executed by that police officer, essentially. We saw all of these things, right? All of these things, you know. So what is that going to be my free ticket out of this responsibility for myself? Is this pandemic, you know, the quarantine 15, is this going to be quarantine 15 pounds because I need a whole lot of grace right now? Well, let me just say, we do need grace. But on the other hand, we also need commitment. We're committed to our outcomes. We're committed to our results. And right now, we are committed to our results. Our commitment is showing up in our results. Have you thought about that? That's what I've been thinking about. You know, that this extra 5 pounds that I've been lugging around, it's been going from 5 to 8 pounds. And the thing is, I keep saying, no, I'm not going to go to 10. But playing with it just because I've been playing with fire, knowingly. Oh, here's some flour. Here's some yeast. Let's bake. That's just plain stupid. Now I'm talking about from my end. I know what the results are going to be from that. Why do we play with fire? Why do we think, oh well, this time I won't be burned? Maybe, you know. Is that true? Is that true? Because our commitment directly shows up in what our results are, and our results are the direct result of the commitment that we have. We have to become radically honest about this. We do. And while we need to have our journeys tempered with a whole bunch of grace, and while we need to be doing this as best we can and excellently, and you hear me say that all the time, it's not going to be perfect. But we also can't say, well, I'm just not perfect and going to give ourselves like another free pass. Because that's what we have done. And then if we live on that carousel of crazy, we'll never get off of it. It's crazy town. And we're instigating in our own lives this perpetuation of never getting really what we want. And it's frustrating. And it's exhausting. And it doesn't stop. And I say that it can, because we have to be looking at these things, and we have to make a decision that we're going to become radically honest on anything that we have going on in our lives. This is literally how we move the needle in our lives. Always. And if we're trying to lose weight, radical honesty. Does this one little taste hurt? Maybe that is one thing that's a problem in your life. Maybe that one little square of chocolate is just going to open up the floodgates from hell, and there you go, sliding back down again. Pamela is asking, do you think it's possible to do things in moderation or occasionally? And my answer to that, Pamela, is maybe. I don't like do all things in moderation because I think it's a free ride for a lot of us, a free ride to know where we really want to go, because at the time it seems like, ooh, good idea, let's do that. But at the end, when that little car that we're riding in stops, we're in a place that we don't want to be, you know? It's like getting into a car with a complete stranger and saying, just go wherever, you know, let's see how this works. And you have to know yourself, and you have to know, do I have the capacity for 1 ounce of chocolate a day? Or is that 1 ounce of chocolate just going to take me into that car with that unknown stranger, and I'm going to end up who knows where? That's who I am, and I know that about myself, and it's not that I can't ever maybe do this at some point, but why do I want to keep playing with fire? Why? It burns me every time. And it leads me to the place where I don't want to go. We do this though, and what I'm talking about, we do this with our lives, with our weight, with our relationship, with our work, with everything. Every solitary thing. We play fast and loose, and we're not totally 100% committed. You know, think about things. Doing all things decently and in order. Doing all things and having order in our homes. Think about the chaos of when everything falls apart, right? Think about the chaos of when your kids blow up your house with their crap everywhere, or, you know, things are everywhere, or you decide you're not going to wash clothes for a while. Marla calls it Mount Washmore, right? Which it is. What happens when you don't take care of business? Things are just everywhere. And this is what it is when we don't take care of our own personal business. You know, we can't journal them or intentionalize them all away. There has to be action attached to them. Without the action, we're not going to get any results in our lives. Our results are based on the level of our commitment. And if we are committed to, for example, getting that wash done, the wash will get done, the wash will get folded, the wash will get put away. And things that are just overflowing in the drawers, we'll take a look and we'll say, you know what? I guess I need to get rid of some stuff. Or I need to find a new storage area for this stuff. Or I need to really examine what the heck is going on here. Because when we're in the place of seeing that there's just too much, or there's just too much of this, or things are out of control, or we're overwhelmed, or whatever, we have to stand back. This is how we clear the decks. This is how we start over, and this is where we go. Fix it. And we fix it. We can't just write our way out of it. I wish it was that easy. I wish we could do one of these. So we have I've got what I call the 5 W's to get us on this journey and away from this stuff. And that is the first one is wisdom. The first W is wisdom. We have to ask for help. Wisdom is asking for help when you need it. Wisdom is going to somebody who can help teach you. Wisdom is opening a book. Wisdom is asking questions. Wisdom is taking to heart the things that are being said. Wisdom is learning. You get that? We got to apply it. We can't just gather up a bunch of wisdom and just sit on top of the mountain and hoping that somebody's going to make their trek up to us and we're going to be able to dispense wisdom. It's not about that. We need to put some action to it, because the action is what is going to make things move in the direction that we want it to move in. And number 2 is the work. You know, there's work involved. Have you ever noticed that the things that you struggle for, the things that you fight for, are the things that they have such great satisfaction in? Have you noticed that? That when you work hard to get something done, you just stand back and you go, look at that. That's pretty good. Whether it's a project at work, whether it's working on your weight loss, whether it's working on your home, whatever it is, there is satisfaction in a job well done. And it doesn't come without a struggle. You know, think about that little chicken coming out of the egg and Jim's fabulous quote. It comes from within and it boom, you know? And that little chicken is all wet and just sitting there exhausted from the job. But it came from the inside, because I am telling you right now, whether you're cleaning up your house to make your house getting it back, or getting it to the place that you want it to in the first place, and having that organization and getting rid of the struggle is going to get you there, and the struggle is part of the fight, and it's not the end. You know, so many times we give up because, oh, here's the struggle and it's hard. Oh, then I'll give up. But the work puts the idea in motion. And if you keep at it long enough, you get past the struggle and the frustration and into momentum, because that's the secret sauce. Momentum makes things go. This morning, I just decided I'd had enough. Our pantry had just kind of gone all over the place. And I just pulled it all out, cleaned off all the shelves, and it was all sitting out on the island. And in my perfectionism, I wanted it all done this morning, done. And instead, what I did was I said, you know, I am going to get this finished today. So I gave it a time frame, a goal, and I have half of it finished, and the other half of my island is a mess, right? But guess what? It will be done by the time 4 o'clock rolls around because I have a timeline. By the time it rolls around, by 3 o'clock even, I'll probably listen to tea time down in the kitchen while I'm finishing this thing up. But the point is, little by little, things get done. And when you give yourself a timeline, you will get things done. Number 3 is a willingness. A willingness to say, you know, I am willing to get my hands dirty. I'm willing to struggle with this. I'm willing to go beyond this. I'm willing to ask for help. I'm willing to do the work. All of the things. Willingness is one of the most underrated and passed over qualities in a person forever. You know, we always talk about willpower, which willpower is not in my W's, by the way, right now. Willpower is ridiculous because willpower relies too hard on too many things. What we need to be relying on instead, though, is this willingness to let it go, willingness to do the work, willingness to persevere, and having the tenacity to go forward on that. Willingness is everything. Put the willingness into play and just say, when it gets hard, you know what? It's hard, but I'm willing. Don't but it away. Yeah, but it's just too hard. Don't do that. We do that too much to ourselves. It's the free pass. We're all looking for the free pass. Stop looking and start doing. And our want, you know, our want is always showing up. We want this. We want that. But when you want something enough, it shows you what your why is. Why? Why do you want it? You know, do you want to be able to be more active with the kids? Do you want to play full out in your life? Do you want to be in family pictures again? Do you want to step into your life instead of stepping back? What do you want? Why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to have this better relationship? Why do you want to have what you want? There's a why behind it. And those whys are juicy and full of answers for you. Dig, get them, grab them, hold them. And I promise you this, you will have a behavior shift like you've never seen. Because that why is everything. And that why is the core of who you are. It's your soul. It's your soul. And it shows up in your life. So allow for your why. And then I want you to understand, this is my last point. You're worth it. You're worth all of this. And if you don't believe that, then you don't understand that you've been put here by God Himself. He chose you right now at this time for this purpose, for this reason, to be here. And maybe you don't understand the overarching, what's my purpose here in life? Maybe you don't understand that. But be okay with the unknowns for this part of it and just lean in and embrace everything. Embrace the struggle, embrace the work, embrace the understanding and the whys. Embrace it all and hug it and hold it close to you and understand this is part of your soul work. It's part of your soul work. Because when you can get and dig like that, as far in as you can, you're going to get the work done. Your why is going to become crystal clear. And suddenly, out of nowhere, out of the sky, will fall this amazing overarching purpose and reason for your whole being in the first place. I have seen this continually with my coaching clients. That they don't know, they don't understand, they don't see it. But you know what? It suddenly appears. Because if you are doing the work, you're going to get the results. That's all there is to it. Click. They snap into place, don't they? So respect the process, but remember, at the end of that rainbow, there's a massive pot of gold, and it's all yours. Respect the process, lean into it, embrace it, figure it out. When you come across an obstacle, look at it and say, I will tackle that mountain, and don't quit on yourself ever, 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 ever. Pinkies up and promise me that. Seriously. Promising me you will never quit on yourself. You're worth all the time that it takes to get there. You're worth it. And that's not just from me, that's from God. He says that clearly over and over again, repeatedly in his word. And it's a promise you can take. Right to the bank, gals. Right to the bank. Oh gosh, sorry guys. A little bit of a soapbox today. Sorry about that. But you know what? I'm telling you what. I know you guys. And I understand. I understand about the struggle. I understand about all of this stuff. But we are all in community together. And we need each other, period. And we also need some comeuppance sometimes. We need to be told, hey, that's enough. It's time to start respecting and understanding that commitment is ownership. I'm owning it. I'm owning my commitment. Are you? I hope so. Peace out, guys. Pinkies up. I love you. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for joining me. 4 p.m. today. We'll be doing it again. Peace.